somebody says that we are spending too much on free SHS. Have you heard him? That we are spending too much on free SHS, so we will have money to do other things. Did you hear that? You who said free SHS was not possible. When we didn't have free SHS under your government, you couldn't pay teacher training allowance. You couldn't pay nursing training allowance. You couldn't have NAPCO. You couldn't pay your NHIS. So is it free SHS which stop you from paying those? I am from the north. I benefited from free SHS. And I think it is good for the people of the north, and it is good for the people of all of Ghana.
Well, Yasaba Adamu Yamasa, I brought to see a twin common so I had him say, the Julis also I crowd say, when he be dinkomo, Aquania Betoma, Ubenyasa, Aquania Timini dinkomo. But this one says, wish my dad a happy birthday for me today, Elder Moses SL, or Sefi, can I say, Oba Emmanuel Anna a day by. So, Dad, a happy birthday from your son Emmanuel to Elder Moses SL, and also do it a day about. Well, you better you make queer so on so concern because lucky about an excellence boutique na yada St Andrews College of Healthcare Sinfosu Forever Construction Consultancy. If we say copy say April the day be try to acquire no so na okoto a 2-bedroom semi-detached at 79,900 Ghana cedi na wanya. Inti ishare no if we say copy say April the day be na we no and you be trasa and she share we well my main country say yeka say name for George Anda, your deputy communications minister. Abetinasi Abekayan Sawan say the moment you talk about George Anda, then the whole year the health sector no that chain from A to Z no it comes to mind. But for the mercies and grace and to all the team as well, for the mercies and grace, probably it might be a different story. And I'm sure continuously, as we say and we preach here, we be that will live by the mercies and grace of the Almighty God. For his life, but unfortunately, even as a team Badwam, we have used his case as a case study for Mother Ghana when it's about your health needs and requirements and matters in relation to emergency times, our preparedness and readiness for such situations. It been from a variety of angles. You cannot fault them, but the truth is that that discussion needs to go on. George Anda. Good morning, Afishapa.
I think I'm not today.
But I like your spirit. It's always high on social media. If I monitor you, always in high spirit. It doesn't mean you don't feel the pain. You don't have those pictures that shocks you. What really was the situation? But you are always in good spirit. What's keeping you going?
I think it's people like you. Wanna you look up to. Wanna will sacrifice for Ghana. In Kofuna War constituency, wanna me pede wa Badwam Mpensenpensenmu. His Excellency the President, His Excellency the Vice President, in Kofa will sacrifice wapede Ghana unyanintu mapa wefra. That means motivating my family, my friends, and I guess that hope for Ghana. Adehenya ye kakra yebutumi ye ne collectively no Ghana unyanintu mapa no fra.
Okay, what really happened?
What
what really happened?
Oh, okay. It's in the Morocco.
This is the first time I'm hosting you after that. I don't want to talk about it. So what really happened?
The Morocco constituency, no, it's Saturday into the constituency executive meeting, a number of and other social events. Into Yerkon, Kasa Kwano do traffic. Into there's a back route. and a year use. I mean, it's a dirt road. Until you drive very slow. Until you climb slope, but then car be tipper track fee is certain orba na or year lane no. Until me drive and movie to tipper truck driver and the lane no more. Na tipper truck driver no or some corner lane no more. Na me driver back to your lane. I mean, now you move very slow, but I don't know, all but down the slope. Into your back to your lane no more. Then also back to your lane no more. Into me driver and stop it. And also boom ne more see. But fortunately, to the American, they lucky enough into between Minister of Information Kojo Pauline Nkrumah, Minister of Defense, and the presidency, organize a helicopter BFN Code 37 in them, but immediately on the ground when you hand course in Gregory clinic or Budumburam or women first aid into Enyumburina 37 were operating to evacuate my kasa my driver my bodyguard and then my deputy deputy organizer now auto mention but fortunately the rest of them no they were okay, so they were just observed for about 3 days then on painkillers and antibiotics but I course through surgery to have an implant in my leg, and so very soon I think I should be fine.
Well, but quite unfortunately, some of the commentaries afterwards, no, is good for discussion and clarifications. Because of the privileged position Ghana for the Adom war, the argument is that, but for that privileged position, and I call that ordinary, anka ibia anka yantia sempa. So going through the healing process, say, also a minute, apart from the mercies and grace, now reflecting about how, as a country, you manage your health system, in this case, that chain now. If we say we have a lot to fill because there's too much of a gap now.
You be in agreement. There's a lot to be done as far as making sure that you provide the right resources on time to deliver the right kind of health care. Not only in emergency situations, but even in post-surgery management. Because a lot of situations are going through the surgery and not going through the procedure itself is a bit manageable. But after procedure, no, the care that the wonyano is not, it may not be optimal. Until other issues, there's, I mean, the health workers worry quite a lot based on what is available to them. And I think the other ihenya issue yetum yeboahon ma yetum ye deliver the best care obotum why available in Ghana.
Besides being our property, Ghana's property, did you go through a very professional treatment? And you could clearly see that this is because of who you are.
Well, I mean, it's a blend. I mean, in Kofuna War 37, I think that they were professional. I mean, they tried to do their best, but obviously, based on who people thought I was, I mean, even in Kofu from the constituency, Wabaho, I mean, a lot of them had to be turned away because they couldn't come and see me, and they were quite worried. I mean, getting the president to keep on checking on you, getting the vice president to come and see you, is probably because you're serving in the administration. And so Mutumakale is a blend. But at the end of the day, I mean, you have the Archbishop, Bishop Palmer Bakel at that time coming there, Kwamna Bartels. It was Mutumakale, I was blessed as a privilege, and then within that same Manyankupone, Ibia Obompai Mam.
Well, you'd see what Hanum say, but probably the last one, anyway, on this note. You've achieved, but in your politics, as you've achieved already. You think that sacrificing for Ghana, sometimes at the peril of our lives, is worth it?
Um, I, I think that somebody has to do it. I think 90% of Nkrofo will go into frontline politics. They are sacrificing for a better Ghana, at least under the administration of His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It is not a matter of where you are coming from, but it's a matter of what you are doing, giving the opportunity that you've been given to serve. Okay, I think that is one the level of achievement and at the level of success you're able to measure. But I mean, giving the opportunity that one kasa eka team no ho na air 7 about difference na e make about zen nko fo botu maka there oh esimesi obey no enyame dam no see and you can tell there he helped to make a change. He helped to make a difference. I mean, say Bekaya, NPP, yeah, manifesto agenda, no, agenda for change, creating equal opportunities, and equal opportunities. Not rather, or yeah, as a ade ebia onya opportunity. Ne, it is not just targeted for a few people. Inti ihenya yenya that privilege that you're serving. And there you make sure the vision of His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in a year or two down the line.
Okay, so you heard him say, a former Deputy Minister of Communications, Felix Kwachi Fosu, Babaka Nsa, I want him say, and common, but George Anda, Deputy Minister, Communications, and in an Osai Mrashibi Jenny, Emma Additional War, okay, so yeah, Uti Senya reminds me of the Hartford constituency. 2 years, 4 months under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The national picture, how well Nama performance and about subset of your constituency, the impact that Nana's administration through you, Enya, are you bold? Are you proud to say, sir, you've satisfied Ghanaians somewhere around 50% or 49%?
Oh, I'm the car for the period Yaba power, you make significant difference. However, Ejuma Piwa Adeye issue in the area of the economy, management of economy Nankasa. Clearly answer there was a lot of incompetence that was say economy ne tokuna ne woman no ekasiye. Yankupon Adom, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo set up economic management team. CCR Isha, all the economic indicators no, all point in the positive direction. Yetum ye FE IMF conditionalities no CCR no ye Isha number of taxes are yetum may reduce over 17 taxes are yetum ye reduce. You promising that you will reduce electricity tariffs. You reduce electricity tariffs. There's a free SHS, yes, ABA. You restore nurses, net teachers, we're training allowances. Issue planting for food and jobs, rearing for food and jobs. I mean, most of the areas are you deliver no, to a large extent. Issue infrastructure. I mean, this year with Sino Hydro facility in our ban. Mwankasa Ite budgeting. So there's going to be unprecedented infrastructure going on.
But
in
there's
terms
a school of thought, if you said the talk on the part of the MPP, big policies, we're planting for food and jobs. We know one district, one village. They just pushing out policies, but not being implemented well or not being well thought through. Into what the Mosaka Kenis is there, but just the name. Nothing.
Oh, Eka free SHS, for example, is on your talk. It's been implemented. I mean, there are a lot of children will go through free SHS opportunity. In the past, where parents will be 1,500, 2,000 a term. Since you work school free, won't you examination fee, one day, won't you school uniform? I mean, government and absorb that cost in your issue expansion of school feeding. I mean, or a fact on the ground, Mami constituency, the number of schools within the district now or benefit from school feeding. President Kofo Naberedo were 8. NDC Naberedo one Fabian Kam we took power at 8. Since year 2 Ako 52. It's one district, one factory. I mean, a number of them processes, them factories, what start the way operation. Even while they are in the pipeline. Okay, one district, one factory. Has a sebi. It to make a shop nekoto. Okay, if it's a production thing, are they make sure the raw materials in Woho, are they established factory in the entire supply chain? Is it to in place? And about reduction of taxes and the reduction of import duties. I mean, it's me too sure which of the policies are is just talk and not implemented. I mean, it's always good that you receive feedback. Into say if you there's one or two policies if you there uncle I'll be happy to take the feedback and then we'll work on it.
Okay, so good. Probably if Ambra or constituency quickly, I don't know, but this person greets you and says that what is your government doing about the Aguna Swedru address route? Does it fall within the constituency?
No, Aguna Swedru in your constituency, but okay. Bojuasi Swedru is part of that.
Okay.
Of that
person is from Bojuasi, so why?
It's Bojuasi. I mean, and so or Bojuasi sees alcohol sees bohunde yetra dame kwanodo. And that road is captured in the 2019 budget. I mean, to be done in 2019. But CCR, in the Dynamic constituency bay, there's a grader or grade that make one with the CCR, even as we speak.
Okay, so but this is just from the NDC Ashanti Regional Secretary. Long one here is to say that National Democratic Congress Ashanti Regional Secretariat, we commensurate with victims of Kumasi Central Market and Asafo Market fires and implore government to intervene with some compensation packages. And I read the Ashanti Regional Chapter of the National Democratic Congress commensurate with all victims whose properties have been razed down by twin fires of Kumasi Central Market and Asafo Market over the past few days. These are very devastating but preventable incidents that denies families of their livelihoods, mothers of their fruits, of their toils, and sadly shatters the future of some children. This development underscores the need for government to invest heavily in the construction of modern markets to avert such of these unfortunate occurrences. It is apparent that most of these infernos occur in old and dilapidated markets that are structurally weak and prone to fires. It was for these reasons that the erstwhile John Mahama-led NDC administration invested massively in the construction of markets across the country, for which the region benefited greatly, including the KJTIA market and the underlisted markets. So this is just to project what you did in Ashanti region. Okay, a lot, numbering about 20, a story, lockable stores at Kumau, market stores at Enyasu in the Bosome Frehon district, modern market with stores at the Buakwa, Jubilee market at Tepa, market stores at Esushia, Domiabra market in the Hafuano South, Satellite market at Riosu in the Hafuano South, market stores at okay, so plenty of them. Finally, what do you suggest? We wish to assure all Ghanaians that the NDC will continue to offer a credible opposition to the Akufo-Addo-led MPP administration, so they are not shortchanged in the end. We use this opportunity to wish all Ghanaians the very best of the season. God bless us all. Kwamizu, Ashanti Regional Secretary. And again, the NDC, National Democratic Congress, invites that's my media house today. Okay, it's the moment of truth. 4th edition today. Okay, so that's from the National Communications Officer of the NDC, Sami Jemfi. Constituency this release from the National Democratic Congress. There are text messages I'm getting. The grading has been done, but it's been long. So it's left the state of the road in a very bad shape.
Well, I mean, the Omahin, at least the fact of the matter is
That is grading.
There's grading. Okay. The fact of the matter is that it's been captured in the budget. Okay. I think that we should look at the way forward.
But is it under contract now?
Well, it's been captured in the budget. I mean, I think the Ministry of Roads and Highways are working on it to put out the contract. But I mean, definitely the good news is that it's been captured in the budget from Adom to Badwam Mpensenpensenmu.
I see. All right, so the man for Felix Kwachifosu, a deputy minister, former communications, so Atnasia AD and Komo Badwam on Adom TV, multi TV. So before honorable Atnas, I just read out a statement from your party in the Ashanti region, commiserating with victims of the fire incident at Asafo Central Market, and then going ahead to mention about 20 market projects that the NDC started that they think there's a need for this administration to highly also continue, and urge that you are giving a credible and then very critical opposition to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But prior to your coming, near say a year national 2 years, 4 months under the watch of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the impact. The Izumu called constituency, but I'm sure one of the ministries also are under scrutiny, which you have been there before, is the communications ministry. Before you proceed, now I read that also this weekend, our constituency, I had to rush in because
our constituency.
It was baby of Okay.
No. My people are saying they say MP in our constituency, but constituency no. On your members of parliament. Constituency baby if you are a witch na.
Oh, and that's after MC for Cape Coast where the blow now with the bomb and one. Anyway, good one. So that's it. Me monitor then also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, monitoring. Say, if I met the MP.
Oh, okay.
And then I said, oh, I never knew you. So, honor. Felix, and we had a good chat. I think one of these days it would be nicer to have you on set to have a discussion.
I'm champion for
But for the record, so the constituency.
No, constituency baby. Now,
yeah, member of a constituency. But new constituency. Not yet.
But my mention, Nipa or Amosoma, and they can dig maybe now. I brand table, my body dinner. I got the baby. My friend annual one in a quack. And I see Ochiku.
Okay.
I also a brand table organizer, branch organizer. Okay. So a friend in trouble.
Okay.
Into it didn't know either, Papa.
Okay.
But my mention, I wash your food in house.
I see. So probably in your case, you better my boy zoom into the communications ministry. You've been there before.
Oh,
they've introduced a lot of very relevant, as they say, very relevant, important policies and programs. They say it's inuring to the benefit of the Ghanaian.
Oh, communications ministry. Or one of the ministries, sir. I find that when you back at the way, policy continuity. Oh yeah, I feel 2000. Time on my penny mama or your communications minister. Or the Shebi to go often AD 2000. Now the message say ma. Oh yeah, abana wabako. Abana wabesenko. Ona hona webesi wana nyinara. Why are they what you do? Na ye nyama when you friend consistency and now continue. Nti abra omampenyin kufo obey also be na afemedi. Na okre. Na omampenyin mills. Bay. Na omampenyin mama so what you do. Na ehwe dem 8-year period na. Onye period oye communication sector onyi ni papa. Se me sha se dem obobo oye interventions ana ejuma ye wo dem sector na adaje bobo hin. In fact, this yen green book ya owo papa. Ihe na ya build oni ye kafa oye national data center. Se ko Ministry of Communications e dana we sin for ma I host board dem dan we see no yendi be da pere ba so omupu oni ye fi abem. But se ko ni basement na so kwa ye wo national data center. At least as of the time man na here ye fi abandon no onye ma osopa wo West Africa hinara. na ono no so ye wo mabonye fa ne backup wo K University ehihye wo nyina de ho na oye aban ne nwuma na ankurankura nwuma so wobotum wakokra oye abefo kwana wofado wode ndemesie meso be ya se eye dwumaku na ebia yinyi sika wankasa be data center ebotum akehei na idensie ho
okay
meso be ya
you can try over yeba over to us and come okay. Then we will just flow into other areas yeah kwaba yeba come on ebedi. Well, yes, I'm the money I say that in your core hold on so as medical that to an action plus coil and insecticide spray. A donor say Kesipa and Afe. I'm in scientific for so yeah dot one assay or quantum so as excellent boutique and lucky about is your door was or quantum so St. Andrews College of Healthcare as in for social doors. One who see nothing
until data center until Okwa or Yam Papa, one of the best in West Africa, in African in Africa. Eko oye kwam nkoma interchange ne nchen ho a yenye World Bank na Rockefeller Foundation ye kan bom ye ma ye friend Accra Digital Center na dem Accra Digital Center no bronye si oye first class plug and play real estate onu ye baby ya ankra wo ye adwuma wo mabonyu friend business process outsourcing sector ibi wo ha na adwuma na oye onam abefo kwantemponido na ode ye in fact, they be a New York Police Department. One ticket in say, "Is in Yambransa Bokwando, that's what you want ticket." Say police in or do good near that company be no process na or that bro. Until be a one wada, I'm matching, and I answer your Jumanapa. Until Ibutum, I answer say, na it intimate Juma, what by the margin, now we are with your call. Until in them was it to them, no abba, or yard, one for fryer, Faduna, Yadima, Ejuma, abo money. Until you call Accra Digital Center, Ejuma to them, no. Ibi wo ho ye yakokra wo free zones enclave wo tema no say ihwe Accra Digital Center ni ye ya say yeto ye ndem ye ya mbebun be ye impimudu na obotum we nya adwuma wo because we run a shift 8 hours into 3 shifts eko oye warehouse na ye converting to business process outsourcing center no kra yes sen na etum nya nipa be ye 300 a watim ategu say ye ndem ye ya into over 10,000 youth na obotum we nya adwuma wo yeah, enhanced community information system. Because my last assignment as deputy minister, Mokro Obomin, Mankasa me dem time boss, Dr. Manibo Manukrum, and I make a pow, my yesi wono, no hotam. Yes, Bisu Krako, Mokrum Abakrampa, enhanced community information system. Yeah, last one, fiber optic cable and our backbone through the Eastern Corridor, offer 26 districts. From Southern Water, Kepum, Northern Ghana, those days.
Okay.
Ma wabwa or your internet and I'll be for wako. Metu makan some lipi. I'm the burner.
But which one do you recollect about this new administration? Because
and I say also why the GPS waka fair by no one some lipi. Young Kenny. Can you GV so why and some lipi? Esha kwana wanye amanfo wodin kita hono kra na oya asefem. Ekekebia na wada na repetra. Ibinum is one court today uncha one fa no ho nsam one fa motuga. Yante ho hwe yante ho menyim de sisi ade wo de dem nsam no wo da akama court ma ho na wakọ court no wo benya nanse ya so oye Huawei nhihye bi a woke ya wo se wo de satellite ko nkuro bim na de nyina ho nsam be ye ho ntom de oye esa hen ye twa ye de to ho his ministry we nya abakosema se abam bi ba otua ma ofi ho ne nwuma oye no don de break kakra ye rabam ti se wo ye ma the man obano
to work from that break.
Well, menyim ebia into was a new law. Into ebia oye impenyfo wa aba no ho wa adwen
current deputy minister there's a break
but already enya calm.
Okay, let's get it.
Peace.
Let's get
sector.
it. So,
break because it's a very
break. You admit there's a break?
There's no break. I'm surprised. Me surprised there. Minya Felix Abaka Enyamada. There's no break. Indeed, BBI Yeri or your implementation of policies are all when one war common monitoring platform implementation or your policy are no was and your deputy minister when tum and your implementation into implementation na area say Felix say in Kofu quarter the facts of the matter are there Kofu no court and one kasa worry draw casing from court, probably based on the fact that when you're there casing Uncle Baby. And BBA court and kada yen supplying and providing, you provide. All that we are doing is we are implementing the law. Inti muhu why or muhu how or kada there's been a break. If a National Communications Authority or enforce law for radio stations want to wear fees or your law you implement, so you cannot implement na public doing kada there's a break as far as juma de say one when tuma ye jumana na ye jumana. It's not everything I hear it will be perceived as positive from all stakeholders because in might be why you clamp down on some illegal activities. Those that are involved in that activity, they'll kick against it. Okay, but the fact of the matter is what we are or in the interest of Ghana.
Okay.
And so we are pushing ahead with it.
So far so good.
Working,
in the midst of all the controversies and the name that keeps popping up. I don't know why Kelly, because I'm taking my time for somebody to take me through all those technicalities and explain well to me. So I'll get to that point. If there's a need to come back with Kelly, I'll come back. Why? What is it about Kelly? Every day they reference by the NDC, Kelly, GV, Kelly.
Well, maybe you should be so on what is the issue. Initially, it wasn't backed by policy, the implementation of the common monitoring platform. It wasn't backed by policy. Yet on where the policy was and the establishment of the common monitoring platform between the Minister of Communications and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Other will identify one party and one entity obey dam ejumano. One wabredo. Now we were different entities when you NCA ejuma, when you Ghana Revenue Authority ejuma. In brands there, I do one entity. Into one entity now, the processor, identify one entity obey traffic monitoring, obey revenue assurance, obey fraud management, and obey mobile money monitoring. 4, you receive a significant amount of money per month. Okay, versus the arrangement yes. Okay. Remember, at the end of the day, the equipment now we're using, we transfer technology, we transfer skills. The latest version of the equipment that will be owned by the government of Ghana. Okay, so if you deliver 4 services against 2 at a cheaper price, and the equipment returns to the government of Ghana, becomes owned by the government of Ghana, where Ghanaians will be trained. How can you say that it is wrong?
Okay. Me who say person by so quickly ya cross over Kumasi Asafo Central Market na Erastus so honum ogina na multimedia group Insura Love FM any din Erastus afishapa me gini say bibia akọ kama in this Easter break apart from the jar abetomi. Hello Erastus. Yes.
Any idea I come say aka yekwe nim kakra.
Okay.
Aka niam nyina totoyi na emum yante asemde be se ene enani na asafo market ne fa a ewo ejahoi eho ehye no stores ahodo bebre ehye afi be se ne nanu so na no so eja esa to ha no so asejurebe wo hwa stores nkurankura no ye kan be se ahanu ani akiri na samreja ahye ni nyina emu niema emo anwa chese nuane bebre leda amafo de ye shoes nom ne niema omo ton books omo ton niema hodo bebre ni nyina ahye asamre omani etu ato omo nsam eti ohwa ena no pay jadifo no dodo na aba omo baby omo stores wo ehye no ebinom eduaduemu a omo hwehwe se anye bia mbetimi akrakra niema nanka omo timi abobobo bibi na omo afiase asa tonton niema kakrakra e de ahwe omo ema suku dan so assembly no se yentwen na omo ankasa pese omo si edwa no se ne fata na wires ni niema wo mu a ya hye no basa na omo hye ne yie se ne be ya eja no entimi emabiem but adwadifo no so dodo na o ha omo han store no etibu a store no nyane dia o han eti se omni omo suro ne se yesi store no a fofora ye cha enya de omo betima register bi a ombenya store no bi asa di mudwa papa yi e wa ha mene na obetwetwe nkomo kakra bi na ya hwe papa ye pro say
From Obian Samoa.
yo owura Obian Samoa wo store e won
Oh,
na dia na uton
me yam paboa. Me yam paboa. Till leaders ne solution nyema bibi na wo store.
o ka bo mu a na do ne o de sika to so abesese
Estimate nje mpanze nyema wo mu na kasa de ani paboa ma ye ne je mpanze bese 20,000 ebidi.
That's a 20,000 no kan sika no 200 million. Na ni nyina hye
Bias.
se wo ba den ana wako wani
Say the your brother say o nyamesem na say aban no say nabu for no ba no ti kwan be faso a join individuals say tenants na ha empata no on be register na just busa bi kwan on be man ya pepe bi atana that's
that's say more high store no more high ne best say
oh I na ha na je ya ha stores wo mu no the my ebu ho 1.5 year and you go and advance
now 1.5 near say no
1.5 is 150 cities
150 cities afi mu ni nyina
and then what to city council so take a also busumi bi answer is 60 cities
okay
6 cities
that's to say more how na say they say assembly ne say o mo pese o mo ankasa eto mo bo aso esi dwai na mo so mo pese nka mo bobo bibi kakra na mo fi ase mo how pa ne say
say tempaya de o mo nyambare senka on bitim bi na de free suma ya no mo kasa nki enkyerem ko sise bi on be ba start ya ke bitimi adudu yi efini nyina free mu na ya to so ya pebbles na akra to leaders na ya adwuma nti du time o mu hia se mo pebe bi ntra na ya nya mpata na se ya ndie ya mpata wura for no no mo na ewo ayi ndi so mo ye wi a obi o ye wi obasa de ama wo na je se wo treat scanner kakra ska bi o be ju bi a no treat
yebeda se na modwen se eja no de ne fa so ba ye mu na mo ha ebinum se modwen se mo ankasa mo hu bi e na digya to mu se na wo hu no
but say be si hu se eja no de me dimi ka se obi na ebe hye no na se kwambia so no je mi kura mo fie na from se a heshi ndi bedu ele se bibia hye ndi no me timi hu se me timi ba ka se obi na hye da hye no ana se electricity na se ndi ani mum de me timi chie kwankra fa so eja no ba
yo menase na o man hene se ne ono e ka se onim kwan a fa so a eja no hye no adum jafo enso so samre omo eye nhwehwemu a omo so so adwen se electrical wires ne ade wa ha no ebetimi edija ba possible so say bia obi so na di eja atum no so possible afi omo dwen say bia eniam ekoso wa ha no edoso omo a leda no omo etwi ho ye ofidi a de twi ho a eja betimi asom wa ha ye wo omo eno anu anuane so odwom ha eja no omo betimi eja ama bibi so aso aba ya tete afi omo edija no ho bi so omo hu se nipa mienu edwane afri ha mra eja no fi ase no omo dwen se emrante bi na de eja atum eno so afi omo dwen se edan bi esi
Medawasi Rastos, you say you give us updates on other programs. I've stated my position in the morning. Let's do what is right. The issues of Debia, Dayewishi, Yako, as a country, let's decide to go the hard way. Let us regulate the system. Now, you're responsible for some of the things. Too much of, say, Debia, Dede Subono, and common politicians. You're so ding. Some of the things are so painful. This morning, I don't feel that pain to say, me ma make a home seven papa can home me for me or madam for. O man ye jeja ho yan kasa enya man yourself for. Yan kasa ye jeja ho man no ma be bria case ni a ene ye dia be do sam pempe. So unfortunately, they be there the football no be kwakuja e go be bo assembly si na dey about political parties. Na ye gusu ye the same old things, but we expect that there will be a change. For almost 15 years, Kumasi as Central Market, South Market, are we saying we don't have a solution to this? You may celebrate here, we did be a dana, you make a kind of susu, you may say not before banner. You ain't come free, you ain't quite him because A just share we no be ko fa blog akosi ne store. Oh. Yakwaba. Yaba, we are still on the Ministry of Communication, and then we wrap up the position of the NDC since the mentality, the mindset of the another bar say free SHS no. The empathy pa na NDC no person in relation to free SHS. Yakwaba. Okay, so yasa beda we na say so you yeah
GPS you who be also you hear GPS I should Ghana post GPS
but
why are you confusing the system?
Okay into on implementation of common monitoring platform no arrangement now yes that to in place and or deliver 55% savings as far as value or
as compared to DS.
As compared to DS. Almost two no. Yeah, 4 na you're implementing no, 55% cheaper than 2 na no omo ye no. And equipment no the omo use no, it becomes owned by the government of Ghana at the end of the process. Sisia Yerika say telcos ninya are connect to the common monitoring platform. And my yen or your real-time monitoring. On ye man one more yen telcos na was a where data was a ba. Into telcos where you juma was aba and say I'm one of that na yen see debi. You pay real-time monitoring into ya connect to telcos and where system. Okay, yenya information in real time. Into how can this be cheap? How can this be a worse arrangement? In any case, Minister of Communications or call Parliament and or make a statement on the floor of Parliament. Okay, in a debate issue, in a speaker ruling. So say a Minya Felix one tasa, I don't know one brand na yen tremon ye. Okay, it is just the implementation. Now we make reference to National Digital Property Addressing System. One friend GPS. National Digital Property Addressing System. No, the GPS component, no, and a navigation component, or just one aspect of it. Okay, so yesterday, you create digital economy. The digital economy, and there are a number of components, at least 3 core pillars are other in place. 1, your national ID system. 2, or your national digital property addressing system. And 3, or your interoperability platform for payment systems and stuff like that. Them 3 components in in place and sana able to you build digital economy and you create digital economy. The national digital property addressing system, no, it means it generate with digital address. Okay. Now there's a portion and then there's a section of it or for navigation. I want to work from a GPS. No. Okay, that's just a component of it. It generates to address free. It store address free. Navigation system or able to say is the address now is it share app no da more directions to be pay econo. Most importantly, there's a component for emergency services. Say in here emergency services, police, fire service, ambulance, in any situation of distress. Say that portion your activator or connect directly to emergency services. Now when the particular place in here them help him away to wabana wabeyen. In fact, there's the generation of a digital address and or a prerequisite and now or a requirement say in your national ID card. And see, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a team I walk around water properties and will show one hotel with digital address. What your property number. It may what your property number is. Obey aid in terms of banking system. Obey aid in terms of property rates. Local authorities even land title registration. Say ebia aya ikitawu land papers. Ebisu kita land papers also asasi yemeza. Once it is digitalized, no, there's no controversy as to one or title to them property no. Inti eponcho abambia ba otua they are no hondo.
Okay,
to
so
to try and rubbish whatever it is that is being done. I think that are most unfair and most immature.
He's not rubbishing it. He has challenges with it.
No,
that also
also he made reference to a number of implementations. Ghana Post GPS, common monitoring platform. They say Felix or my number. Okay, so people were horn and tasa. Okay, there's a way that you can come and try and get the explanation. If you take advantage of that and you don't understand it, then fine, you can go. In any case, Parliament hands are doing all. Time a minister make a statement or a public record. Okay, so you can go and read and understand.
But it's like Nipa do ebi omuntiase, and for instance, Ametokwame writes this to me this morning.
Ametokwame of Infa.
Good morning.
No, maybe Ametokwame of Infa.
Ametokwame is an NDC.
Exactly. So if they have an agenda that is clouding what they have to be exposed to and what they have to say, why should we waste our time on them?
Omuye relevant to the development of Ghana because they are the potential party in waiting, and he's a member of that party. He writes that if his understanding is not what it is, you need to take your time to also explain to us. He writes by saying that, can you find out from George Anda on what basis the Ministry of Communications had to incur judgment debt of almost 200 million in order to get out of Suba Info Solutions and to give the mobile telephony monitoring contract to Kelny GVG. So,
still, he doesn't understand.
Good.
Okay?
Good.
Their administration had engaged Suba and were not paying Suba. Okay? They had signed a contract with Suba that if the contract is going to be terminated, you will pay them for their cost of investment. Okay, it's not a judgment debt. It was a contract that they had signed that had to be delivered.
So it had to be delivered.
It had to be delivered.
It had been signed.
Yes, because it was signed by them. They signed the contract that when you say Suba terminate contract now, Sika Suba was ashamed to do the work, even though they had gotten some part of the work done, and they are not leaving the equipment behind. No, you have to pay them. Okay, and for the period that they were there, they were owing Suba. Suba had not been paid, and Suba was claiming those things.
So you only came to just do what was right.
Exactly. and if say you save about 55%, okay, you deliver four solutions, now you save about 55%. Why should we still be in this situation with something tied on our necks? Okay. It's not right.
Well, Felix, many challenge with you if that is the reality on the ground.
It's all the kind of them in the boss.
Challenge if the what can
challenge
is the reality on the
challenge. Most in there, the mini George on the boss Esla. And I'm paying for what you might want people abim. Since I know Abe my bonnet say ultra sensitive to criticism. Say why ade nothing to one can. Na wa akome ohu okoso wase awo eye immature eye cynical e agenda nanso abra wo position wo hwehwe power in charge of no kan occupy Ghana bibiare enyiwa ye ya wo boy about mekay wo kro 1 July 2014 demonstration of last hours na nyimon dam time na ban ore ye enwuma na bi nsi wo Ghana hada nanso we hu wo kro demonstration on a holiday. We could do pizza and walk around demonstration. They were tolerated. And Jatamasi, a ban or to what the mobile or my walk around demonstration. What kind of some walking in Ara was a sharp banner about we try and pay. Yankashi walk around demonstration.
But is it not quite worrying? Sometimes very depressing that you know, as a former deputy minister of communication, that this is what you did with the help of your minister during your tenure.
No, you see, my bedroom there, and somehow I can. It doesn't necessarily mean no car. There, but it be a baby. Say, by now, bottle contract, they decide they better terminate into both your contract and my way stipulated or do to. It is your decision. Into into from done a message pa ABC nan. Many of you sign contract na yare. Say, me do be kawa on an onion one. Abandon to the or the several service providers own tier. But on your one, Osan Abani she motor da. Sika is both as Libyan when you win me, auntie. That should be Osaka, it will be tia. But say aba na ka de dem contract mi retwam. E retwam a contract biara wo ne termination clauses. It be ye adwuma, but it is your decision. You bear responsibility for it. Onya aba na otwam no do bear responsibility. It is ye adwuma no yes dem sika na ekutua no yide nche etua, o de nche etua do. Me so be ya enkobo dem ka wona. Nipa o ka dem asem odika. Nti onya immature meba. Immature ka
focus. He's moving out of the issue.
I'm not moving out of the issue.
He read text message. Fi Ametokwane.
But
Ametokwane said
you follow same.
Kenny GVG arrangement. The most vocal critics and Angasa na Yonkofa no you occupy Ghana those days. And one over can there are transparency issues. You can say if it's an there one no year behind Kenny GVG. I want to mention who are the sponsors of Kenny GVG. I am issue of transparency. Why you wanna? Omahine Adom TV. Or you're part of multimedia group, Mabwa. Multimedia one has Kusituma. So there's no dispute about the ownership. And then you power Otaichi. Bisande Kenny GVG always CCA. One no way sponsors. Meba. Mama come asem. Meba nche oya question as onya kwana. Nche okasa okan simpi. Nya abota. Ma be na machi mbo a. Onu echire no so. Ehwe company na was the dwumedin ahye ne nsa. Ehwe na abakwasem ne track record. Ana edwuma a waye da wo beebi a. Ono so no hu si ntoro ho. It's about America. When Nangasa na Yonkofo, you want to occupy Ghana. And na worker. It's just my say. Out of the idea,
it's most unfair. No.
Oh,
it's most unfair the reference.
No, but it is also unfair for you to interrupt at every juncture.
No, because so the fact that na Yonkofo disagree.
No, as my American decision,
the ministry has said it doesn't mean.
No, say here is for your agenda, Bobo. I'm talking. I'm the neighbor. No, beside I'm talking.
That is the issue. That is the issue.
So what was wrong with that? What kind of deal that enter?
Deal behind you. We render service in the year one account. Mabwa. We render service in the year one account. Also, we be no boto a kawa yet one because the time dispute be ho. Yes, sin a kawa yet. Once was yet one code day. Yes, yet one code day. Mabwa. It is eba. Na ka dey ibo twa contract no ma. On termination clause or contract no be yedwuma. Me sure can GVG contract termination clauses wom. Say eba. Na yes ya akoma nto yeyem wo ho. Into your retreat, will be obliged to respect the termination clauses. Only Cherry Ayabon, and now Nipa, I will ebe and Abayabon.
So, in effect, wrap up now.
It should be of Ghana. Oh, Mamma, come as I'm not doing the man. All my program or disrupted. In Chata, into when you see there were issues of transparency in Kenny GVG deal, yeah, they remain outstanding. I won't yarn. Occupy Ghana reference, I may hear me the show, they know yet NDC for pet in a walk on handsome. Now you people
Occupy Ghana never said anything about it.
You want woman can Occupy Ghana
reference. Just tell the truth.
Listen, time away Occupy Ghana now walk demonstration 1st July 2014. I'm have to be doing nature demonstration. You know what I say tia abano work
on power.
On many issues. You know where demonstration about roads in Su and the Occupy Ghana or for roads in Suwaya. So but Mamma come ask them. Eba Ghana post GPS. Also, issue of cost be. There were ICT experts. Obaka said that the margin is cheaper than $2.5 million. Was that was a year? Because the company was so bad out the king. Then when they were willing to give this thing to us for free, because we develop one wasn't able to be using offline. Check the phone is internet and you don't able to be use. Into the margin, no way it is expensive compared to one options are what they pay. I have valid concern now. I their address. Now, I can't change you. Always with them. Immature. Another. Those are the issues. Oh, okay. Say, my minister.
What was the clinical issues?
In the first place, question. Sam Bentham.
Oh, na question. Very 15 minutes.
Question. Let's say as I hear it's based on a text message and this new was sent. Okay, it's not even part of the key program. Why the reason why I'm okay, this issue, okay, Amato Kwame we raise it. You sign a contract with a service provider. There is two services, service provider and deliver. There's an arrangement to provide 4 services at 55% cheaper.
Cheaper than the old.
Cheaper than what you were doing. And as in taxi, we should keep on and let the contract run.
No, send the aboka.
Exactly the point.
Subjective.
How is it subjective? It's a fact of the matter. It's a fact of the matter. And the minister presented this information.
What about
Missing your name?
Okay,
missing your name.
No, I'm penting
missing your name.
I'm penting you, but may you.
Central Region Free.
And again, the records are there.
Okay.
It's referring to Parliament. There, sebi. Fantastic crap. You are coming. You are intent to become a member of Parliament. Okay, go and read the answer.
But I read it. What read? It's hard to say. Okay.
Go and read the Hansard. Read minister's statement. Everything is there in black and white. As to why you still cannot understand Mintasi. Okay, and Ameto Kwame should actually be apologizing.
For what?
For Ghanaians.
Of course.
For what?
The NDC in this case.
Because say your government had an arrangement where you were costing the taxpayer 55% more. Okay, yaba, ye came. Now you catch a hand there. Yanyazi. Nankasano, also they say you try contracting on your papa. There's nothing wrong with it. So the two of them are contradicting themselves.
I'm not on messy.
Okay, you are contradicting yourselves. And again, Omahini, the facts are there. Go and check. There's nothing that is not transparent about this. He make reference to the procurement process, that there was no transparency. There was a case, in fact, the initial case of Kokotin, it had nothing to do with procurement, had nothing to do with transparency. It was about privacy of the citizens.
Yeah, how sure are we?
Yes.
That we are not exposed to foreigners.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the case. And I court. Okay, I represented the minister. Okay, you show diagrams. We proved to the court, we're able to prove to the court that there is no way, okay, that the common monitoring platform over intrude on citizens' web privacy. Okay, a plaintiffs in were withdrawing a case in. Okay, as of now, say there is no case in court about the implementation of the common monitoring platform. It's Bochaba Sam now, okay. Okay, remember, Mami we me pocho. Okay, it's there. There's no transparency into that. Why haven't you gone to court? Okay, if really, you believe you are convinced that there's a problem, why aren't you going to court? Okay, number two, AUKUS about National Digital Property Addressing System. No? Again, this went through a transparent procurement process. Okay, mention the name of a supplier. Also in there, Obotunwa implement the National Digital Property Addressing System now. Or the proposal, or the Ministry of Communications are also put my at this price. So what doing then the National Digital Property Addressing System or a GPS solution? It is not a GPS solution. That is what they don't understand.
Okay.
One can a RFP no. There was one of the companies that all complained there. He was part of the procurement process and then when he wasn't considered. Okay. Or complaining to a bit, he complained to me. I called the MD of Ghana Post to get into the matter. MD of Ghana Post was listing there. Okay, and the guy admitted that when your time and go through now and present proposal and papa.
Okay.
So he admitted that he was wrong. So remember, NDC for a press conference, International Press Center. Was it where IT experts in?
Yeah, in we're back. We're back. Lots of your text messages. Let me say, your brain I can your phone call text message. But Besofo, Opokunsia Yako, this is the time so painful. Reverend Mrs. Elizabeth Opokunsia late. Nyame Adoma this weekend and Yakopen Krabia. Inti Nyame Adoma 26. If you are we are non-nine copium a year non-soon and upper. na fi burial service no so kopem no nkono mpae mu na bia say dwumadi because you Christian Redemption International Ministry Kofodia yen hye no so ne me ndane atras wo Jubilee Park Galloway a free prem to break kopem say no nsia ebebo na ne question na so akọ sorry ewo Christian Redemption International Ministry Kofodia for the late Reverend Mrs. Elizabeth Opoku Insia, Sofu Opoku Insia, Yako, and good morning to you. Times are tough, moments are very, very, very tough, but may the Lord grant you strength. Yeah, but in fact, Honorable Underfachemi, because it was not part of our discussion.
Yeah,
but,
wrap up. Okay. Again, Damasemi. No, yeah, part of what we're supposed to discuss. Who want to work afaba? Okay, who want to work afaba?
But it's very relevant because the people who really are talking about it.
Intimate Pocho. Implementation of common monitoring platform or a policy you save the taxpayers 55% of value. You deliver 4 services in real time. Okay, the equipment and it belongs to the government of Ghana at the end of the contract period. The payment that to Suba was outstanding arrears for the services as Suba had delivered that weren't paid. Okay, and a clause in the contract I know was asking there say a terminate contract now. Ade twa dam sikano. Okay, remember. On the National Digital Property Addressing System, it went through a full procurement process. Okay, any supplier who feel there, the process wasn't transparent in Umbra. Minister Naka this over and over again. Okay, into my there's nothing ministry or wrong. Mamemfa Equendo, ne men wish Chief Imam happy birthday. In the Wezi 100. Ne say share in your Chief Imam or Ghana or promote religious unity or promote peace. It is commendable. Yeah, you're wishing long life. Ne min Samson wish for so over the weekend. King Solomon. Over the weekend or celebrating the 20th anniversary. You know, so why you be Ghana? I mean, his leadership is exemplary. Ne adayabo na bado ne yabo mpaiman ne wetum rule longer ne Ghana into my power ifra.
Oh, Felix. Key questions I avoid. Let's say, who are those behind Kearney GBG?
Co-registered.
Oh, Anthony Adom. Akasa almost all America
avoid. Let me see co-registered.
Of course, I evaluate criticism mayor. Maybe said that one of the key issues are always the transparency of them transaction. Say kaya procurement and ake febia. Or then you pan unya solid track record because the or manager part of the organization answer. Now say I say Botoga about time I want incorporated them edumekun. In a one was edumekun ase. On kan wasem that was the germane issues among for raising. As for court issues on also no menka court asem wa ha. What I'm saying is that kwana wo fada work for them company.
Okay.
Na oyen katadu muamuado. Ehwe mesa company na hyehyete na abakosem na nyipa wo hyehyete na onye company na nche wonya.
Okay, ebenya another time.
But e ka wo say eyi auto de bion GPS na mekan. Messi there's a company and why prepared.
Or for company ni man.
Oh, na so wana ka so wa abo. One almost no code wa ha.
Every
minute how do we have a
respect? No. Mawu production for the benefit of Ghanaians. Now, Mawu production one contact no code. Yes, no code in can't show on what their issue is. Okay, for the benefit of the viewers. It's just fair.
Now, we developed the MADB. They were prepared to give it to you for free to test. Auto Debian wasn't your superior because you both were using offline. One J and work at you at $2.5 million or so. What the more will be done here?
Okay.
You must answer for why you chose a more expensive option. It be immature. Why is there maturity in this one? I want in one breath, he claimed the Kenny GBG. is saving in Sika because we deliver 55% more value.
Four major.
Four different services at the same time. No, on my end, 55% value savings. Yeah. In another breath, say if there's an option to choose a less expensive offer, now I'm far. It's a me and can. Ono that one, Pocho, them suba some maminti mubium. Them decision to terminate the suba contract or a decision on one will take key. It is it take them decision as you go to your kawa. You won't kwandi a bit order by the internet. You must answer for it. Because contracting on show kitty there, chum. Our neighbor Nessie, it was so called 55% more value offer. And I in share be ya or bob wahin. It's that one.
But that is enough. No. It is not necessarily.
Not necessarily the case. All the can ask for arrears. There why you mother want your call. Oh no, nobody be in with ya. That man one worth a be.
Absolutely. There's no problem.
I want to put on. But the issue, the issue really is that one who decided there will be terminate the suba the contract.
For obvious reasons.
No, it makes them decision as a coach and hokawa. No, be sawa. You must answer for it.
But we've answered
What? And I'm sure that them 5 service law can crap. It is not even valid.
In the face of check whether indeed
exactly
the 55
that is a savings, because the statement on can be. We read it.
But is that
no. It is a claim you are making. That
how is it the claim that we're making?
Okay, we need to be verified. That's all.
It needs to be verified. But to wrap up, what specifically is the challenge of FSHS?
Martin there, if you are dealing with be and you are second, a man be free on pay. In a yet able to me out to fool a good calm. But say, Echina, a bomb catch end of money free for like a budget. It doesn't necessarily mean that policy no wabwa. Just as my make say. Wakafa and she say ba. Nen you ordan enjoy the papa. Nanso kwana wa fa do wo ye dem hyehyɛ no ɔre sɛ hena adesua. Ɔma sin to kɛse abaya adesuam. Na won ada we nyu asida anye de ya ye ni free nti ye benya votes. One dwen sin to no hawa ɔde bre hena adesua hyehyɛ. Nanso yara because of them free SHS it was the bibi a wɔfɛ no double track aba. Nanso yara political science department of University of Ghana. Why research, why poll, survey, we keep Ghana for the wide and share what the master on him or him. One more hanchemu, it was only being 72%. What's a double track? My as the January that ban uchim. Because although how bravo, share mokro uchiku ended that. Because she will be okay, she the honor never. What's the orco free SHS? But Otia 450 Ghana cedis every term for neighbor accommodation because I found out ahead than will baby. Say a kaboma, that is almost 1,350 Ghana cedis for a year. Now you have a catch out for there or you free. Share system was about a more farmer one shot to the work school, put work of vacation classes. Nancy Yara, City FM, what year story be? What can interview senior high school students? What's it? Or send them green track, or your double track system was happening. I want to should work at Tron, social. Because they are not adequately prepared. When you have enough contact hours. So, also free SHS and share what that benefit. Sika, or there was a ball, or Ghana education system in an whole brand. No more Cassina, just one section of our educational system. Into which basic education, there are over 4 million children in Woho. Where about 5 times more from our senior high school.
Okay.
And then my agency mama and until last month you pictures not obeying. And the teacher for what raw exam questions or blackboard because abandoning 2 months come on find print fees offend examination papers. Abandoning 2 months come on find print examination papers into what raw instruction or blackboard do. Nancy Yara me share new story be. What GH1. And my farmer select the poll you been to watch raw. I didn't watch one. It is a cap so it being per free years. It being per free years but and ye it's a why so lopsided? Why a basama and the education system or say it was a shena yaka. And yet there be a busy free and yard papa. Which our time I'm enough time.
Free SHS implementation or one of the best policies Yazaba in this country are all transform nation and not all build human capacity. Yes, yes, nah, there were initial problems. Now, Badwam Mpensenpensenmu, Minister of Education in Bay, no, but they identify some challenges or implementation. No, now you take steps to address them challenges. Free SHS, it has been so successful. The number of pupils who access free SHS are astronomically higher than the infrastructure on internet. Well, sir, you see additional infrastructure the stock gap position on the implementation of double track system. Otherwise, or the damn microphone, other what's if you say if face challenge, what do you have to do? You come up with a solution. It's massa. Nimpa or kade no otia 450 no.
Yeah.
Na enka onko free SHS enka hino be ja. Oh tobo.
Oh the same amount. Mama hin. Minimobia otia vacation classes fees. Otia 2 per subject. Never near 4 subjects. Or 1,000. Everything. Money. Yet is all you free. Money. Are you free?
Area.
On your maybe.
Okay. Say all vacation classes. I'm a constituency. Time on one power. Now I take all your vacation classes. Oh, please. Oh,
but it's the one that
I don't like to them.
I'm a life to them. I said, yeah, well, I've let you, bro.
It's more caught that line. Vacation classes or prepare people for exams. Okay. One implement free. Isn't there? Yes, the free HHS. A significant sika is the education sector. No, yes, I can free HHS. And that's sika. There's the input to organ. Yes, I can free HHS. I want to me on free HHS. National health insurance can do to me. National health insurance need to me. Okay. Teachers and nurses. Teachers and nurses. We train allowance. Into me. It cut tax in your menu. Bicycles tax. Condoms tax. Okay. Here na free HHS.
Large car tax.
Here na free HHS.